Picture the scene. You are in a quiet room, perhaps a meeting space with glass walls, or a dining table with someone you have known for years. There is a discrepancy, a gap in the story, a financial figure that doesn't align, or a timeline that folds in on itself. You ask a simple, direct question to clarify the anomaly. You are not angry, you are curious, but instead of a direct answer, the air in the room changes. The temperature drops. They lean back, look you in the eyes with a mixture of hurt and disbelief, and deliver the first script of deception. Why would I do that to you? What possible reason would I have to lie? If you feel a sudden pang of guilt, that is not an accident. It is a calculated architectural shift in the conversation. This is what we call the virtue shield. In the study of defensive psychology, this is known as a transfer of burden. By asking you to supply a motive for their potential betrayal, they are cleverly forcing you to stop being an observer and start being a prosecutor. They are demanding that you construct a psychological profile of them as a villain. And because you likely care about this person, or at least respect the professional dynamic, your mind recoils. You cannot imagine them as a villain, so you assume your question must be the problem. This is the honest man's paradox. Consider this rule. An honest person, when questioned, usually offers data. If you ask a trustworthy colleague why an email wasn't sent, they check their outbox. They check the server logs. They offer receipts, timestamps, and facts. They are comfortable with inspection because they know the inspection will clear them. A deceiver does the opposite. They offer indignation. They do not defend the facts. They defend their character. Let's look at a real-world scenario. Imagine a senior manager. Let's call him Andreas. He has been with the firm for 10 years. A quiet, stable hand reputation. During a quarterly review, a director notices a recurring irregularity in client billing. Small amounts, but frequent. When the director points to the spreadsheet and asks for clarification, Andreas does not look at the numbers. He looks at the director. He sighs, removing his glasses. I have given 10 years of my life to this company. I have missed my children's birthdays for this team. Are you asking me if I would throw that all away for a few €100? Notice the maneuver. Andreas has wrapped himself in the cloak of his past loyalty to obscure the present reality. He is using reaction formation, projecting an exaggerated sense of morality to distract from a specific unethical act. He is implying that his tenure grants him immunity from arithmetic. Most people in the director's position would backtrack. They would say, no, of course not, I'm just checking. The moment you apologize, the inquiry is dead. You have signaled that their emotions are more important than the truth. So, how do you dismantle the virtue shield without turning the room into a war zone? You must refuse to speculate on their motives. You must separate the who from the what. Here is the tool: the motive bypass. When they ask, why would I lie? You do not list reasons. You do not say, because you're selfish, or because you made a mistake. That is a trap. Instead, you strip the emotion out of the equation completely. You look at them, keep your voice flat and low and say, I'm not interested in speculating about your motives. I'm looking at the data in front of us. Help me understand the numbers, not the character. Or in a personal context, I'm not analyzing why you would do it. I'm asking if it happened. The why doesn't change the facts. By doing this, you refuse to take the bait. You place the burden of proof back where it belongs, on the person who holds the information. You are signaling that your intuition cannot be bought with a guilt trip, but be warned. When a person realizes that their display of virtue has failed to silence you, they will not simply give up. They will often escalate. They will move from defending their character to attacking the very connection between you. The conversation is about to shift from a defense to an ultimatum. If the first tactic was a shield, this second one is a sword. When a manipulator realizes that feigning moral outrage isn't enough to back you down, they escalate. They stop defending the facts and start attacking the bond itself. They look at you, perhaps with a look of deep disappointment, and deliver the binary ultimatum. Are you really telling me you don't trust me, after everything we've been through? This is a profound escalation. In the theater of power dynamics, the conversation has just shifted from a specific incident to a referendum on the entire relationship. They are presenting you with a false choice, a classic double bind. The trap is designed like this. Option A, you stop asking questions, which proves you trust them. Option B, you continue asking questions, which proves you are damaging the connection. There is no middle ground allowed. They have weaponized intimacy. By framing your inquiry as a betrayal, they are betting that your fear of conflict is stronger than your desire for the truth. They are holding the relationship hostage, effectively saying, if you want to see the truth, you have to break us to get to it. Let's analyze the mechanics here. In a healthy dynamic, whether it is a marriage, a business partnership, or a close friendship, trust is not a fragile vase that shatters under inspection. Trust is a reinforced concrete bridge. It is built to carry the weight of questions, doubts, and verification. If a bridge collapses because you walked on it, it wasn't a bridge. It was a stage set. Consider the phone screen scenario, a classic modern friction point. You are with a partner. Let's call him Julian. You notice a notification pop up late at night from a name you don't recognize. When you ask, "Who is that?" Julian doesn't just explain. He flips the phone over, face down. He sighs and says, "I can't believe you. Do you really not trust me? I thought we were past this." Julian is not hiding the phone because he is hurt. He is acting hurt so he can hide the phone. He is using the concept of blind trust to cover a breach of trust. It is a logical inversion. The danger here is that your brain, wired for social connection, panics. You think, I don't want to be the paranoid partner. I don't want to be the toxicity in the room. So you apologize. You say, "No, of course I trust you." And in that moment, you have handed them a license to operate in the shadows. So how do you handle the binary ultimatum without detonating the relationship? You must separate the concept of trust from the concept of clarity. You must refuse to accept the premise that asking a question is an act of aggression. Here is the tool: the verification reframe. When they ask, "Don't you trust me?" do not answer with a simple yes or no. Both are losing moves. If you say yes, you must stop looking. If you say no, the fight becomes about your insecurity. Instead, look at them with a calm, neutral gaze, what we might call soft focus, and say, "This isn't about trust, it's about clarity. Right now, the story doesn't match the timeline. I need us to clear that up so the trust makes sense." Or, if the stakes are higher, trust is built on transparency. If you want me to trust you, simply show me the truth. The secrecy is what damages the bond, not my questions. Notice what this does. It rejects the ultimatum. You are stating that you are willing to trust, but that trust is a byproduct of their honesty, not a blindfold you wear to make them comfortable. You are inviting them to repair the bridge rather than demanding you jump off it. However, a skilled manipulator knows when they are losing on the battlefield of logic. When guilt fails, and the trust trap fails, they often abandon the fight entirely. They stop arguing. They slump their shoulders. They look at you with exhausted, heavy eyes. They are about to deploy a tactic that makes your desire for truth feel like an act of cruelty. When the sharp edge of the ultimatum fails to cut you, the dynamic shifts again. The anger evaporates. The indignation vanishes. In its place comes a heavy, performative exhaustion. They slump in their chair, perhaps rubbing their temples, as if you are the source of a migraine. and they deliver the third script. So, what exactly do you want me to say right now? Just tell me what words you need to hear so we can end this. This is weaponized passivity. On the surface, this sounds like surrender. It sounds like they are ready to give you what you want. Do not be fooled. This is not a request for direction. It is a mock compliance. It is a profound insult to the concept of truth itself. By asking you to script their confession, they are subtly reframing the reality of the room. They are implying that truth is not an objective fact that happened, but rather a subjective story that you are forcing them to recite. They are casting you as the tyrant, the irrational interrogator who just wants to win, and themselves as the exhausted victim who is willing to lie just to buy a moment of peace. If you answer this question, if you say, "I just want you to admit you were wrong," you have lost the game. Why? Because any admission they give you after that moment is counterfeit currency. They can always come back later and say, "I only said that because you wouldn't stop badgering me. I just wanted it to be over." They have pre-invalidated their own apology. This draws on the psychological concept of learned helplessness, but with a twist. They aren't actually helpless. They are feigning helplessness to trigger your empathy or your fatigue. They are betting that you are not a sadist. They know that normal, empathetic people feel uncomfortable when they perceive themselves as the aggressor. Consider a corporate scenario. You are a project lead. A team member, let's call him Luke, missed a critical client deadline that cost the firm a contract. When you bring him into the office to discuss the timeline of events, he doesn't argue facts. He throws his hands up. "Look, do you want me to say I'm incompetent? Do you want me to say I'm the worst employee here? I'll say it if it makes you happy." Luke is offering you a straw man confession. He is exaggerating his guilt to a ridiculous degree so that you will be forced to correct him. "No, Luke, I don't think you're incompetent." And suddenly, you are comforting the person who lost the contract. The focus has shifted from his failure to his feelings. The danger here is fatigue. By this point in a difficult conversation, your nervous system is tired. You want resolution. It is tempting to just give them the script, to say, "I just want an apology," because you want the tension to break. So, how do you handle weaponized passivity? You must refuse to become the author of their story. You must refuse to coach them. Here is the tool: the silence trap. When they ask, "What do you want me to say?" you must resist the urge to speak immediately. Do not give them a multiple choice answer. Do not give them a hint. Lean back. Let the silence stretch for 4 full seconds, a tactical pause that feels uncomfortable. Then simply say, "I don't want you to say anything specific. I want you to tell me the truth about what happened." If that is difficult, that is the answer in itself. Or if they try to exaggerate, "I am not asking for a performance. I am asking for the facts. I will wait until you are ready to share them." By refusing to feed them the line, you force them to do the heavy lifting. You are signaling that you are not looking for compliance. You are looking for accountability. You are stripping away the tyrant frame they tried to place on you and returning the weight of the situation squarely to their choices. But be careful. When a person realizes they cannot exhaust you and they cannot make you feel guilty, they often try to escape the present moment entirely. They will try to convince you that the problem isn't the lie, it's your memory. When the manipulator realizes that you are not buying their virtue, you are not falling for the trust trap, and you are not providing them with a script to recite, they often reach for the final resource available to them: time. They check their watch, or they sigh with the weight of a person who is over it, and they deliver the 4th script. "Can we just move on? Why are we still talking about this? You're living in the past." This is the temporal escape. In the world of conflict resolution, this is an attempt to declare a statute of limitations on your feelings. They are trying to liquidate the debt of their actions without actually paying it. By framing the conversation as the past, even if the event happened 10 minutes ago, They are subtly accusing you of being stagnant. They are casting you as a historian of pain, while they pose as the progressive visionary who just wants a peaceful future. This tactic is incredibly effective because it targets a specific social anxiety, the fear of being petty. We are conditioned by society to believe that letting go is a sign of maturity and that dwelling is a sign of neurosis. The manipulator weaponizes this virtue. They use your desire to be a healthy, evolved person against you. But here is the reality. Forgiveness without acknowledgement is not high-road maturity. It is submission. If you agree to move on before the issue is resolved, you are not moving forward. You are just agreeing to carry the baggage for both of you. Consider the family dinner dynamic, a scenario familiar across Europe. You are at a gathering. An uncle or a sibling makes a sharp, cutting remark about your career or your partner. The table goes quiet. You address it. They roll their eyes. 10 minutes later, they ask you to pass the wine as if nothing happened. If you stay cool or silent, they ask, "Are you still sulking?" That was ages ago. They are trying to normalize the disrespect by rushing the timeline. They want the warmth of the connection without the heat of the accountability. So, how do you handle the temporal escape? You must refuse to let them fast forward the movie. You must become the anchor. You do not need to be aggressive, but you must be immovable. You need to establish that the past is not determined by the clock, but by resolution. Here is the tool: the timeline freeze. When they ask, "Can we just move on?" you do not defend yourself. Do not say, "I'm not living in the past, I'm just hurt." That sounds weak. Instead, pause, look at them directly, and say, "We can move on the moment we resolve this. Until it is resolved, it isn't the past, it is the present. I am happy to move forward, but we are taking the solution with us." Or simply, "I am not holding a grudge. I am holding a standard, and we aren't past that standard yet." By saying this, you destroy their frame. You are signaling that you cannot be rushed into a false peace. You are showing them that your memory is not a flaw, but a record of reality. You are willing to sit in the discomfort of the present until the debt is paid. But there is one final maneuver, a tactic so subtle, so bureaucratic, that it often traps the most intelligent people. When they realize they cannot run from you and they cannot shame you, they will stop running. They will turn around, take out a notepad, and try to trap you in the fine print. When the manipulator realizes that guilt, trust traps, exhaustion, and time distortion have all failed to dislodge you, they execute the final and most sophisticated pivot. They stop running. They stop emoting. They suddenly become very calm, almost clinical. They fold their hands, look you in the eye with the cold precision of a barrister, and deliver the fifth script. "So, be specific. What are you actually accusing me of?" This is the definition game. Do not mistake this for a genuine request for clarity. This is a request for ammunition. By asking you to define the crime, they are inviting you into a courtroom where they are both the defendant and the judge. They are moving the conflict from the realm of trust and feelings to the realm of evidence and semantics. Why is this dangerous? Because life is rarely recorded in 4K resolution with perfect timestamps. Your intuition picks up on tone, timing, micro-expressions, and patterns, things that are difficult to verbalize perfectly. The manipulator knows this. They are betting that if they force you to articulate your case, you will stumble. You will get a date wrong. You will misquote a sentence. You will struggle to prove a vibe. And the moment you make one factual error, they will pounce. "I didn't say that on Tuesday. I said it on Wednesday. If you can't even get the day right, how can I trust anything you're saying?" See what happened? The conversation is no longer about their deception. It is about your accuracy. They have successfully put you on trial for being a bad prosecutor. This is semantic deconstruction. They use technical truths to cover up emotional lies. Let's look at a classic example. The technicality defense. Imagine you confront a partner about being at a specific nightclub where an ex-partner hangs out after they said they were home. You saw a photo on social media. You say, "You lied. You were at the Blue Door last night." They reply, "I was not at the Blue Door. That is a lie. I was at the kebab shop next to the Blue Door waiting for a taxi. What are you accusing me of? Cheating? Because I was buying dinner." Technically, they might be right about the geography, by 3 meters. But the spirit of the accusation, that they were in a place they shouldn't be, hiding it, is true. By forcing you to debate the GPS coordinates, they avoid discussing the betrayal. They win on a technicality. This is how intelligent people get trapped. They try to prove they are right, rather than seeing that the need for proof is the problem. In a healthy dynamic, if you express doubt, the other person tries to reassure you, not cross-examine you. So how do you win the definition game? You must refuse to enter the courtroom. You must decline the role of the prosecutor. Here is the tool. Pattern over precision. When they ask, "What are you accusing me of?" do not list specific dates, times, or quotes. Do not give them a narrow target to shoot at. Instead, zoom out. Address the macro behavior, not the micro incident. Look them in the eye and say, "I am not accusing you of a specific crime. I am pointing out a pattern of inconsistency that makes it impossible to trust what you say." The details matter less than the fact that we are having this conversation again. Or if they demand proof, "I don't need a court of law to know that this story doesn't add up. I am not here to win a debate. I am here to tell you that the dynamic isn't working." By refusing to argue the details, you strip them of their greatest weapon, the loophole. You are standing on the solid ground of your own perception. You are telling them that your trust is not a legal contract that they can retain by finding a clause in the fine print. It is a gift that they are losing. You have now seen the 5 layers of the shield: the virtue shield, the binary ultimatum, weaponized passivity, the temporal escape, and the definition game. But knowing the scripts is only half the battle. The final step is understanding what to do when the conversation ends, how to integrate this into a life that is no longer ruled by the fear of being fooled. We have now audited the architecture of evasion: the virtue shield, the binary ultimatum, weaponized passivity, the temporal escape, and the definition game. When you see them listed in sequence, the pattern becomes undeniable. These are not questions designed to elicit truth. They are smoke bombs designed to obscure it. But here is the final, most critical realization you must take with you. The goal of learning these scripts is not to win the argument. If you use these tools solely to trap a liar, you will likely find yourself exhausted. A committed manipulator will cycle through these 5 tactics forever. If you block their virtue shield, they will switch to the definition game. If you block that, they will pivot to the temporal escape. It is a carousel. If you stay on it, trying to force a confession, you become a participant in your own confusion. The true power of the Velvet Dagger philosophy is not about controlling them. It is about stabilizing you. The moment you hear one of these 5 scripts, you have your answer. You do not need them to say, "I am lying." The fact that they asked, "Why would I lie?" is the admission. The fact that they asked, "What are you accusing me of?" is the confirmation. When you internalize this, the dynamic in the room changes instantly. You stop desperately grasping for validation. You stop over-explaining your intuition. You become the observer. Imagine you are playing chess. When your opponent makes a move to sacrifice a pawn to trap your queen, you don't get angry at them. You don't ask them, "Why are you trying to trap me?" You simply see the move. You acknowledge the strategy, and you adjust your position accordingly. That is the level of detachment you must cultivate. From today onwards, when you ask a direct question and receive a defensive question in return, do not engage the content. Engage the structure. If they say, "Don't you trust me?" do not defend your trust. Note the deflection. If they say, "Can we just move on?" do not defend your memory. Note the rush. You can simply smile, nod, and end the conversation. You can say, "I think I have the clarity I need now. Thank you." And then you act. You adjust your boundaries. You limit your exposure. You sign the contract with someone else. You protect your peace, not by winning a debate, but by refusing to play a rigged game. The most dangerous lie is not the one they tell you. It is the one you tell yourself when you choose to believe their deflection over your own eyes. If this analysis sharpened your perception, if it gave you a name for a frustration you have carried in silence, then you are in the right place. This channel exists to dissect the unseen mechanics of power, influence, and human nature. If you want to continue this study, subscribe to the channel. We are building a library for those who value precision over noise. Walk away from this video with this final rule. The truth does not need a bodyguard. It does not need to attack your character, your memory, or your trust to survive. It simply is. When someone forces you to fight through a maze just to get a straight answer, the maze is the message. Script completed.